Dizzy Gutierrez, what do you like on the show today is?
Oh, there's still time to vote, so press record and then go do it.
Whoa, dale papi. What about sports?
Should Jerry Jones act more like Jerry Jones and fire Jason Garrett?
Sticking with Jason Garrett is actually the Jerry Jones thing to do because I'm honestly not sure how desirable a job this actually is. It's that you get emasculated by your owner. You don't have any real power. Jerry Jones is running the entire organization. Jason Garrett serves as a very good puppet for that. He loses last night, down by 14 against the miserable Titans. Their season, they are not good enough in a weak division. And now Jerry Jones is sticking by his guy for now because he has to. Because who are they going to get to replace him right now that is willing to emasculate himself enough to work for this man?
I mean, it's almost as if he's asking to be let go when he starts a press conference after a loss like that saying, I thought we did some good things in all three phases of our team. I mean, it's just, you've got nothing to offer there. You're giving me nothing, not even fake outrage. And if you think about what Jerry Jones has admonished Jason Garrett for doing all season, for being super conservative, that's exactly what Jerry Jones is doing in this scenario, just playing the conservative card and not changing coaches midseason, which is something he doesn't do. What are they going to be with Jason Garrett, a team that maybe gets a 6th seed and loses in the first round? If you go ahead and move him, nobody's going to say much. He's been there all decade. You might ride that momentum to a 3-game streak and maybe win that division. Just go ahead and take a chance. It's what you've been telling Jason Garrett to do this whole time.
Do you guys realize that it wasn't that long ago the Cowboys were 13-3 and we thought they might be a Super Bowl favorite? You guys remember that?
I know a coach who is available.
Who's that, Poppy?
Hugh Jackson. That's right. He's ready to step in. That's right.
Hugh Jackson is available.
I mean, that's true. That's true. So is Marv Levy, by the way. He's 93 years old. It would have to be an interim contract, but he's also available.
Probably not for long.
Let's not forget Jeff Fisher now, too. Would Jerry Jones be acting too much like Jerry Jones if he give Dak a big extension?
I don't know. There was some sort of spasm there that made Jerry, Harry, whatever. I think it'd be a lot of fun if his name was Harry Jones. Jerry Jones is in a situation where he is saying on the radio, I am going to extend Dak Prescott. And I really do wonder about this. Dak Prescott, just like Tony Romo, got to play a distorted game at the start because of how good that offensive line was. Dak Prescott, without that offensive line being that kind of great, he's been a very pedestrian quarterback since that offensive line got a little less strong, and the Cowboys now find themselves in this awkward situation of, do we sign over the next 5 years to an Andy Dalton type, to a Ryan Tannehill type, a quarterback that we're trying to figure out the entire time if he can carry us, but he's actually a second-round talent from Mississippi State, and he's playing to about what his skill set is?
This is very much like Jerry Jones, and it would be very much like Jerry Jones to stick with what he thinks is good when you're looking at the landscape of the league and seeing all these quarterbacks throwing for all these yards, these young quarterbacks who are going to be great for a decade, and you're sticking with this guy in Dak Prescott, who appears to be just a system quarterback when you play to his strengths. And then on top of that, you've got a franchise running back who seems to be the type of big bruising running back that doesn't last for that long either. So you're wasting the years of his prime if you're going to stick with Dak Prescott, a guy who can't spread the field much.
I know someone who is available.
Who's that?
Jay Cutler, one of my favorites. You know?
Oh, Jay Cutler, totally. Yes,
you know,
he'd come into the game, smoking a cigarette, maybe
railing the
pipe,
troops
maybe
up,
a pipe.
with a can of beer and a cigar, cigarette.
Let's keep this going the whole
That's
show.
right.
Old replacements.
Are the Celtics right to be angry at Jamal Murray?
This is such a weird story. Kyrie Irving and the Celtics are flipping out here because Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets was pretty excited at the end of a victory here where he's about to score 50, trying to score 50. Etiquette demands that you not take this shot, but I do think that one place where you can find an exemption, a loophole, is if a guy's going for 50, you allow him to take that shot. Why get all mad about that?
Here's why the Celtics are mad. They're mad because they lost a double-digit lead for the second straight game and lost on the road, starting off a road trip. They're mad because their offense is 27th in the league through 10 games. They're mad because that defense that's really intimidating, or has been in the past, really can't be right now because defense has largely been legislated out of the league and scores are going through the roof. And Kyrie Irving has not had a very good start to his season, and they're trying to figure out Gordon Hayward, whose numbers have been all over the place. That's why they're mad. The Jamal Murray thing is just a reason for them to show that they're mad. But I will say, in retrospect, if I'm Jamal Murray, I'd look back, and if that was my career high, a 51 piece off that shot at the very end, I wouldn't be too happy about it. He just got caught up in the moment.
You know what really pisses me off?
What's that?
The Nuggets are 9-1. Now we're going to be talking about the Nuggets all season long. You know what I mean? 9-1. You know, boy.
All right.
You better get a favorite on that team.
So many of us are like, does Nene still play for them, or was that 10 years ago?
If everything better or worse for Le'Veon Bell if he skips the whole season.
I wonder if people listening right now, even though they're tired of this Le'Veon Bell story, are wondering to themselves how unprecedented what we're witnessing here. A running back in his prime. This isn't Jim Brown at the end of his career retiring from the set of The Dirty Dozen in the single coolest retirement ever. This is a guy in the middle of his prime saying, I'm just going to sit out the year. Nobody seems to know whether he's going to be back for a week, whether he's going to be back toward the end of the season, or not be back at all. I'm just interested in the circumstances, and I'd like to hear from him on why it is he's doing this way. Is it about health? Is it simply about not being valued? Because there are not a lot of running backs or people in general who have played sports in their prime, especially at that disposable a position, willing to do what Le'Veon Bell is doing by just sitting out.
And here's another thing that seems unprecedented. Did the Steelers just really win this standoff? Because you know they went in this thinking it was a huge risk, because I don't know how much faith they had in James Conner, who we didn't know until now. So here they are sitting this out, waiting out Le'Veon Bell, and all of a sudden they're still good. And now Le'Veon Bell, if he's really doing this just to save his legs, cost himself nearly $10 million. Yeah, that's unprecedented, but he also is going to look like a saint because he just did that essentially for his team to be even better down the stretch. So it's this weird combination of things, and nobody knows what the real deal is with Le'Veon Bell because all he's doing is tweeting out, "Farewell, Miami."
We are about 7 days away from never having to talk about this guy again. 7 days. It's clock, you know, the clock is running. You know, you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That's it. 7 days.
Confetti cannon's ready. We're done with you, Le'Veon.
That's right.
Okay, that's very important to go through the days one by one.
7.
Will Kawhi be better off playing for the Clippers or the Lakers?
All right, he likes to call him Kawhi, even though his name's Kawhi, because he's like, that's how I do it. I'm different that way. Kawhi is also different. It makes me wonder about some things going on in this league right now when it is said that the Clippers would be more interesting to him than joining the Lakers for what we know would feel like a super team just with the two of them being on it. But Kawhi Leonard is now being said to say the Clippers are where it's at, and it makes you wonder if you're chasing the Golden State Warriors. This is not the attitude that catches them. He's in a pretty good position now. Going to the Clippers wouldn't make it better than the position he's got right now.
Well, a lot like the Le'Veon Bell story, this question would be a lot easier to answer if we actually knew what this player was thinking, and we never know what Kawhi is thinking. But if you allow me to sort of step into his head for a second, it would make zero sense for him to even want to play with LeBron James. First of all, he doesn't care about the allure of LA, even though he's from Southern California. He doesn't care about the Lakers jersey. He's already won a championship. He's not chasing anything. And yes, while if you ask me the question, would he be better off being a teammate of LeBron James or being a teammate of Tobias Harris, Danilo Gallinari, and Lou Williams? Of course he'd be better off being a teammate of LeBron James, but he's still evolving as a player and as a playmaker. And if you take the ball out of his hands as much as LeBron James will, he wouldn't evolve that way. So there really isn't any reason for Kawhi to be a teammate with LeBron.
If you guys were watching earlier this week when Kawhi Leonard was smothering Ben Simmons, making him look like he didn't know how to dribble a basketball, taking the ball, swiping it from him, it was an announcement from Kawhi Leonard. You are not coming to get my stuff. Kawhi Leonard might think of himself in the terms of LeBron James, and if that Toronto team does anything special in the postseason, we will think of him a lot stronger than we did even before if he takes the Spurs where he took them and then he takes the Raptors where they've never gone.
Why would you want to team up with LeBron when you can team up with Boban?
That's
my guy, Boban. That's right.
Great slogan for the Clippers right there.
That's right.
Forget LeBron, join Boban.
I like that. That's it.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
I thought this one was kind of weak sauce.
Well, it's a pick, and then many years ago, Terrell Owens, at the height of sports controversy, went to midfield in Dallas, ran to midfield.
So definitely just chilling in the kitchen, minding my own business, and
I'm getting ready for bed.
this comes walking around.
I'm getting ready for bed.
My Son's TV show is brought to you by Red Dead Redemption 2. Out now for PS4 rated mature.
So a tree.
I can breathe fire.
Oh, be careful. Look out, Izzy.
Do
Jesus.
your question.
More like breathing coffee. You give us topics and events, we question them.
Do you question if this Homish was better than Michael Thomas Homish?
Okay, I think the H is silent there, but that's okay. We'll check in with Michael Thomas. It's okay, Bobby. It doesn't matter. I think a lot of people would pronounce it like a cheese. So this is Michael Thomas going in for the cell phone. And as you remember, this is, from history. This is Joe Horn. It's 15 years later. That one was amazing. And so last night, Titans and Cowboys give us another one.
Formation.
Did they, though? I thought this one was kind of weak sauce.
Well, it's a pick, and then many years ago, Terrell Owens, at the height of sports controversy, went to midfield in Dallas, ran to midfield, spiked the ball, and then, without, and here comes the George Teague-ish,
What's all that?
Yeah, that's Jones doing. No, see, the original was so much better than this. Can we see what happened originally so you guys can see? That George Teague came in much more aggressively than that. So this is Terrell Owens. He's sprinting out there, and at the time, the Cowboys, nope, there you go. That's how you handle those particular matters right there. And then here comes somebody else headhunting, and those were the days when violence on the field was allowed.
Yeah, this only goes to show you that the Michael Thomas, homage, is so much better than this Titans homage. He put a lot of work into that. He bought 2 flip phones. Nobody knows where to find a flip phone anymore. Scored the game-winning touchdown of the game-securing touchdown and did all that. This one wasn't even close to the homage of Terrell Owens.
All right, but not a lot of work, okay? He went to a local liquor store and bought a couple of flip phones.
More work than the Titans did.
You know who was coaching the Cowboys back then?
Who's that?
Jason Garrett, that guy.
Actually been around 20 years.
He's been there for a long time.
Do you question if this is a good look for LeBron?
This is LeBron's wife, Savannah, Instagram. She's telling a story. Let's see what we've got here.
Okay, so definitely just chilling in the kitchen, minding my own business, and
I'm getting ready for bed.
this comes walking around.
I'm getting ready for bed. I don't know what y'all on, but this is my night.
It's like you about to bounce up out of here.
I'm gonna bounce my in that bed.
Yeah.
Look at this fit. Look at this fit. That fit is garbage.
Wait a minute.
I got something.
This is the first recorded smile from Poppy around a LeBron James story in 4 years around here, and it took PJs to make it happen.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of that. As somebody who owns a Fruity Pebbles onesie, a Pac-Man onesie, a Zebra Unicorn onesie, I've got some more. I'm a huge fan of that look.
He's not making that up.
Do you want to see?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I don't wear pajama. I let it all hang out.
Oh, ew,
That's right.
ew. What hang out? Yeah, his stomach, right? Yeah.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that got robbed of sexiest man alive. See? Oh no.
It'd be great if he won something like that. Come on, man. Not just the pretty people. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued.
Tonight on ESPN, the State Farm Champions Classic, Michigan State, Kansas, and Kentucky versus Duke.
Oh, there are many places all across this network where you will get excellent college basketball coverage. This is not one of them. All we've been doing for the last 6 months is showing you Zion Williamson dunks. So here's another batch of them. Woo-hoo. It's just a big guy dunking. That's it. Like, we are so cheating at being paid during these segments where we cover college basketball with it's just a big guy doing things that people that size usually aren't able to do. By the way, that is Duke's third best recruit this year. Third. That guy is third. Izzy, are you intrigued?
And yet, Dan, Says here Kansas is #1 somehow. Color me skeptical on that one.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, we're going to find out tonight whether Coach K is going to have back problems this year. You know what I mean?
Come on,
Tell
man.
you after the game,
Wait a
depending
minute.
on whether he
Wait.
wins or loses, you know, he's going to be in good shape or he's going to be in bad shape after the game. I'm
This
telling
is
you that.
all this show has
That's
done
right.
for years now. Zion Williamson dunks and him accusing Coach K of back problems from 10 years ago.
We also accuse Kentucky of playing
You know
their
what?
players.
You know what?
I mean?
Those
So
are the
you
three
gotta check.
things.
That's right.
Those are the three
That's
show
right.
staples there. If that's how we cover college basketball, we accuse Calipari of something, then we apologize for it, and these two.
Always got to have 3 things.
On the Pac-12 network, Portland State and number 14, Oregon.
Everybody on this panel here old enough to remember Manute Bol. He was a bit of a circus freak back in the day. Very thin, very tall, and when he shot 3-pointers, everyone laughed because it was funny. He wasn't a very effective player. But his son, Bol, is very young, and he's more athletic than Dad. This is crazy. This is the evolution of the sport right here because his father was a bit starched, a bit stiff. That's 7'3", Izzy. That's amazing. That's a 7'3" freshman. Good God. Izzy, are you intrigued?
Here's how you know basketball is evolving way too fast. I was telling somebody just the other day, you've got to see this highlights of this Bol guy. He's 7'2", 7'3" at Oregon, shooting threes from the perimeter, handling the ball, doing all this stuff. The response was, you mean like Kristaps Porzingis? Yeah, I guess they already have one of those. Okay, great. Not that big a deal.
All right. Mo Bamba, too. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because everybody's talking about Bol, you know, but Portland, they have a point guard by the name of Boo, you know, that guy is a point guard that is about 6 foot high or 5'8" in there, and I'm telling you one thing, he's averaging about 10 points again, but tonight he's going to go against Bol, it's going to be Boo against Bol, and I'll tell you one thing, Bol is going to be on top of the heap at the end of that game, he's going to score about 25 points.
Boo. I don't know why he keeps enunciating it improperly.
Bol against Bol.
On NBC Sports Northwest, Bucks and Blazers.
Oh, before we go down this path, I don't want to talk about basketball here. There was a thing in the stands the other day, Poppy, where a contestant had to name as many cheeses as they could, kinds of cheeses in 30 seconds. Let's do this. This is your wheelhouse, Poppy. How many could you get in 30 seconds? Let's do it.
I got American cheese, I got Swiss cheese, I got Roquefort cheese, I got Parmesan cheese, I got Italian cheese, you know, I got feta cheese, I got Cuban cheese, you know, Gallo de Oro, you know what I mean? I got what else I got?
That's not a cheese. Okay.
I got goat cheese, I got goat cheese, I got cheap cheese, you know what I mean?
Cheap
I got
cheese,
that's right.
okay. All right. Yeah,
Buzzer.
Government cheese. I don't know. All right. Terrible. 2 fake cheeses.
Cuban cheese.
This was
Cuban
probably slight Cuban cheese, Italian cheese. Let's check in. If we kept going, you just would have named countries. Let's check in with someone who did it better.
Bardi, American, Asiago, Borscapone, Buffalo, smoked Swiss, cream cheese, string cheese, cottage cheese, brie, feta, goat, Munster, Colby Jack, Colby, Pepper Jack, I don't know.
That was crazy. That's like, that should be part of a test for psychopaths. If they get named more than 25, you're a psychopath. Izzy, are you intrigued?
Even for a mom in Wisconsin wearing cheese on her head, that is ridiculously impressive, yes.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, I love cheese, but you know what happens when I eat a lot of cheese, right? You know what happens. What
Really?
happens?
No, thank you. I don't know what happens. What happens?
You got to ask your mother. She gives you all the specifics.
No.
That's right.
What kind of conversation would that be with my mother?
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
The radio show, ESPN Radio, every day. Download it.
Did you eat some cheese today?
Yes, Bobby. Yes, not only did I eat it,
Yeah, somebody ate cheese here.
in my pocket.
Yeah.
Those are my father's feet.